Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
They were shooting at each other right in the parking lot. So, yeah, they were shooting at each other. So how nobody got hit or anything, I don't know how they didn't.
Moorhead police are searching for two men involved in that shooting that shook an entire neighborhood. It happened in broad daylight with most of the neighbors at home in self-isolation. As Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero found out, the bullets luckily missed everyone.
Moorhead police spent more than 3 hours Wednesday combing through a crime scene.
We've got kids all over here, and to have that happen around here is very scary.
Officers responded to a shooting at this apartment building.
Started right in the parking lot, and he blocked him in and wouldn't let him out, and then that's when the guns started going.
Teresa Cosette says she witnessed the incident between two men from her window. She says it began with an argument which quickly escalated into a shooting.
The car that came through, he kind of sped away, but the other guy, they were still shooting at each other while the car was going. They were at close range.
The neighbors we spoke to said what made the situation even more scary was hearing the gunshots because they were all home due to practicing social distancing guidelines. Barrett Voigt says his wife first heard the gunshots. The start of the altercation was captured on his Ring camera.
I was thinking initially when I saw the shot fired, what kind of an idiot would do that? And it made me scared for my children in my house, and afterward I was extremely angry.
Voigt says the fact that happened in broad daylight upset him even more.
Oh, we've been here for about 3 years. This is a really quiet, safe neighborhood. We've enjoyed living here, and this is a really bizarre anomaly.
Several homes had surveillance videos that captured the incident. Police say they're working to identify the suspects who fled immediately after the shooting. In Moorhead, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
Investigators say they don't have anyone in custody, and if you have any information on this shooting, you're asked to contact the Red River Valley Dispatch Center at 701-451-7660. Investigators may have found the remains of Destiny Avery. She's the 19-year-old from Moorhead believed to have been murdered. Authorities stopped their search of the Clay County landfill this afternoon. It was their second day looking there. 27-year-old Ethan Broad is charged with second-degree murder after court documents say he admitted to killing, dismembering, and throwing Avery's body in the trash. 22-year-old David Erno and 26-year-old Andrea Payne were arrested earlier today and are being held on accessory charges. An autopsy is being done to positively identify the remains. The state of Minnesota is moving forward on what Governor Tim Walz calls a massive breakthrough in COVID-19 testing, which he says is a critical piece of a plan to reopen the economy. Mayo Clinic, the University of Minnesota, are partnering on the project, which is aimed at testing any Minnesotan with symptoms as soon as possible. Meanwhile, this news comes on a day when Minnesota announced a big jump in COVID-19 deaths. 19 more deaths were attributed to the virus, bringing the state's total to 176. 2,721 people in total have tested positive, but 1,317 are now listed as recovered. The shades of blue on this state map are starting to darken, if you can tell, in the Red River Valley area, meaning more cases are popping up. You can read more information about that online. In North Dakota, one more person has died from the virus, bringing the death toll to 14. He was from Cass County, was under the age of 40, and had underlying health conditions. 679 people have tested positive, and Cass County still leads the state in total positive cases. Meanwhile, the North Dakota Department of Health and City of Grand Forks will be holding a mass COVID-19 testing at the Alara Center tomorrow. It starts at noon. This testing is for J.R. Simplot employees, as well as anyone who had close contact with positive cases from LM Wind Power. Those who had close contact have already been pre-identified by the Department of Health. The drive-through testing event will take place from noon and go until 5 in the afternoon. Only those who are contacted by Grand Forks Public Health, the North Dakota Health Department, or J.R. Simplot should show up for testing. Governor Doug Burgum gave a shout out during a briefing this week to a Grand Forks company called Skyscopes, whose pilots are using drones to help fight the pandemic. The company's president says the drones can deliver supplies to hospitals, check for fevers in people from the sky, and sanitize playground equipment. The company is working with UND's medical school, its Center for Innovation, NDSU, and Grand Forks County.
Drones have been proven the world over to be effective tools against the virus. And, I really like to see the coalition that we've got here in North Dakota, all of these entities coming together for a common cause.
The death toll from coronavirus cases climbs toward 50,000. The head of the CDC is warning our nation could see a new surge in fatal cases this fall during what could become a disastrous flu season. Miguel Almaguer explains.
I'm Miguel Almaguer. Tonight, as our nation grapples over how and when to reopen the country, this warning from the director of the CDC: a second wave of the coronavirus outbreak in the fall could be even more difficult than the current national epidemic because it would come at the opening of flu season. Today, the president calling the interview into question, saying the CDC director was misquoted. But many experts believe the virus will surge again.
The issue that I was talking about being more difficult, is that we're going to have two viruses circulating at the same time.
With concern mounting over what will come next, doctors in Santa Clara, California, now confirm the first documented COVID-19 deaths in our country. The first two fatalities now linked to the Bay Area, February 6th and 17th. Weeks earlier than the deadly outbreak at nursing homes in Washington state. The victims had not traveled to China, suggesting community spread well before the first case was recorded by the CDC.
The virus was probably introduced and circulating in our community again far earlier than we had known.
Declaring the virus was perhaps present as early as December, officials now say it may have been a stroke of luck. The San Francisco 49ers didn't win the Super Bowl. If they had, a Bay Area parade like this one in Oakland in 2018 could have fueled the spread.
Here in Los Angeles County, where coronavirus cases could become the leading cause of death, hospitalization and ICU cases are still rising, even as parts of the state reopen for business.
This is the sound of freedom.
With protests across our nation again today, the director of the CDC says the demonstrations are not helpful. Katie Beck is in Richmond.
In Virginia, hundreds of protesters causing gridlock at the Capitol, urging the governor to lift his stay-at-home order so Virginians can get back to work.
Tonight, the calls to reopen the country and the warning the virus may return with a vengeance. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
One state taking an aggressive approach to reopening is Georgia. Hair salons and fitness centers there will start back up on Friday. Some impressive things continue to happen that will keep people from going hungry. The best of all is that people like you have been willing to give. Valley News Live teamed up with the Great Plains Food Bank for a virtual food drive today. We're trying to help people who are out of work during this COVID-19 crisis. When the day started, the goal was to raise $10,000. We topped that around 6 o'clock tonight, and the goal was then raised to $20,000. There's still time to help out the Great Plains Food Bank and help them reach the new goal. To donate, we have a link on the right-hand side of our website, valleynewslive.com. And thanks to everyone who gave. The weather couldn't have been nicer for a unique springtime concert in a South Fargo neighborhood tonight, and spectators enjoyed it from the comforts of their car. Lars Hegland and Brianna Heldling set up in a driveway and played for the whole block. Many of the neighbors came out in their front yards or drove up and parked nearby to enjoy the music. Audra Mell said she put this on to help support musicians who haven't been able to play shows because of social distancing.
Hire your musician friends and have a concert in your neighborhood. Follow social distancing, but support our musicians because music is life.